Welcome to another episode of This Woman Works. I am your host, Mike Patton. And on this episode, we will be talking to someone that does some wonderful work changing people's lives. That would be Miss Shenita Haynes. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good on today. How are you?
Doing great, doing great. We're going to get into your story, your journey, and more on this episode. But before we get into that, of course, we always do the Black Girl Magic moment for every show. And on this episode, it's going to be Jurnee Smollett. Now, for those that don't remember who that is, you remember the movie Roll Bounce, the girl with the braces when she got her braces off, and yeah, she always wanted to skate with him. That's Jurnee Smollett. But that was just a fraction of her career. Her career actually started when she was 6 years old. She was actually doing some acting on. Let me make sure I get the show right. The show's right. She was on as a 6 year old on Martin. She did a guest appearance on there, and on a show called Out All Night. Look that up if you don't know what it is. Definitely, it wasn't around a long time, but it was around for a good time. She had recurring roles on Full House and Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Of course, 1996, she received a critical. She played a critical role. I'm sorry, in as Eve in Eve's Bayou. A lot of people remember that. Of course, I just mentioned Roll Bounce. Also mentioned Great Debaters. She won the NAACP award for Outstanding Actress for her role in that movie. Now, of course, people remember her in the movie Temptation, the Tyler Perry movie, which was not necessarily critically acclaimed by a lot of people, but a lot of people watched it and went to see it. And that was an interesting movie, quite indeed. Of course, she played on the WGN series Underground, which was short lived, should have been around longer, in my opinion. Then 2020, she played a superhero named Canary in Birds of a Prey, which they actually thought about actually giving her an actual movie of her own, but I don't know what the new DC universe if that's going to happen or not. Also, Lovecraft County played Letitia Lewis in Lovecraft County with Jonathan Majors, and also, of course, you could throw in all these other movies she's done, but just the point is, she's been acting since she was 6 years old. She is 38. She has been in movies probably longer than some people have had careers. And I had to commend her because that is truly Black Girl Magic, because she has played a girl. She was in a Cosby Show at one point. Some people don't remember that. She's played dramatic roles. She played action roles. She's been in sci-fi movies. You name it, she has done it. And I have to salute you, Miss Jurnee Smollett. Now, do you have any thoughts on that one?
Yes, that's my cousin. I watched her grow up. Like you said, she's 38, I'm 39. So it's kind of like watching her grow up every phase of her life. I'm like, oh, okay. And then with each role that she played, is some, relations or some resemblance going on with, your life or whatever. So she was very relatable. So I love her, yes. Of
All
course,
right,
Black
all
Girl
right.
Magic.
Definitely, she definitely is. But today we're here to talk about your Black Girl Magic and how you have grown into what all you have done. But of course, we got to
Okay.
start from the beginning, and that's with young Shanita. Now, gotta ask, where did you grow up?
Young Shenita grew up in the hard part of M Town, South Memphis. I love growing
Ah,
up in South Memphis. So, you know,
okay.
y'all done heard a lot of Memphis songs, I'm sure, Gotti and all that. That's what I grew up off of. Project Pad, Lil Chat.
Hmm. I told
Yeah.
somebody about LeChat the other day, and they kind of looked at me like this, and I was like, "Nah, you don't know who LeChat is? She was after Gangsta Boo. When Gangsta Boo left 36
Yeah.
Mafia, LeChat came in. Now, I got a funny story about LeChat, by the way.
She came in around
Um,
the same time as Project Pet. So when Project Pet
yeah,
City was out, hers was out, and it was like, which one should I listen to? Because both of them real funny.
right, right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
still remember listening to Project Pat when I was in college. That was when he was at his the peak of his powers when I was in college. That was yeah, he was. That's when Chicken Head was out and yeah, all them songs. But I will tell you, I actually when I was in college at UT Martin did get to act like I was part of her entourage one time.
You did.
Went to a club in Dyersburg, and me and some of my football playing teammates play college football. So basically, we were all trying to get in. The club cost like $20 to get in. We knew the chat was going to be there that night. So we were like, okay, cool. How do we get in here? We all acted like we were part of her crew. And so, yo, it's chat in the club. Yeah, 3 6 Monkeys. We started doing all that and just causing a ruckus. And of course, they let us all in. So that was
Wow.
all this. But of course, I don't want to get off track. This is your show about you. Let me be quiet. Um, how was it growing up in South Memphis? My best friend's from Memphis, so I definitely know a lot about Memphis. But go ahead. How was it growing up in South Memphis?
Man, if you seen The Color Purple, I had to
Ah,
fight all my life. So going to school in South Memphis is like three major streets you have to pass to get to my house, and then three major streets that you have to pass to for the other kids to get to their house. So I'm walking home with a good 50 to 60 kids every day. And in middle school, you can imagine how idle minds are working. So almost every day I'm getting into a fight. So finally, one year, seventh grade, I get jumped by three girls and a boy, and I felt like I couldn't fight no more. I went to school the next day with a Nike sign on my eye, proud because I handle business. So nobody ever messed with me after that. That was like, nah, we're not gonna fight Mike Tyson. They used to call me and my friend Mike Tyson and Holyfield after that. Like, y'all don't want this smoke. I don't fight every day. I'm tired. Y'all not finna come jump on me. It's three of y'all and a boy. No, that's not gonna happen. So yeah.
okay.
That's how
So
it is
definitely,
growing up in South Memphis.
yeah, yeah. I'll say it definitely was. Okay, all right.
But then
So
the good thing about it is I did get to play outside all day, till the street lights came on. So it
okay,
was a lot of being outside and being creative back then. So
okay. So since you talked about being creative, when you were a kid, what was one of the first things you wanted to be?
I wanted to be a scientist. I was really, really into science. I was always into how people think and why people do the way things that they do. I was always into why the world was created. So space always just took an interest to me. So it was like I wanted to be a scientist. And then when I got to school, I studied sociology and psychology and realized, hey, that may not be for me. So I had to take different avenues. But yeah, I wanted to be a scientist, an astronaut to be specific.
Okay. So you wanted to get stuck out there in space, huh?
Yeah, I want this. I'm trying to see what the aliens be like, the stars, the galaxies, where they come from. Like,
Oh my goodness, yeah. I mean, hey, you had a more interesting thing than what I wanted to be. So hey, more props to you. But of course, we're gonna get into exactly what you grew up and turned into and went to for your career. But of course, from an astronaut or being in science to all the great and wonderful things you're doing, we're gonna get into that and what you're actually doing and more right after this commercial break on This One Works. EBO Beard Butter and EBO Beard Wash are two of the best beard grooming products for men worldwide. They help promote growth, keep your beard moisturized and soft, and enhance your overall upkeep of your facial hair. And with the new promo code MPAFC10, you can get 10% off of these products. Just go to www.etsy.com/shop/EBO Beard Butter. Again, that's www.etsy.com/shop/EBO Beard Butter. And again, the promo code MPAFC10. Again, MPAFC10, where you can get 10% off any products except for beard boxes. So treat your beard better today by going to get this the EBO Beard Butter and EBO Beard Wash. And we are back on This One Works, episode 41. Fit to a T is what I called it. We're here with Miss Shenita Haynes. Now, of course, you're probably wondering, why did I put that commercial in this show about a beard wash and things like that? Well, it's simple. Reason why I put that in the show is because us as men, we really don't take care of ourselves really well all the time when it comes to like the doctor and all those different things. And who usually helps us to game? That would be women in our lives, whether it be your mama, your sister, your cousin, your auntie, your girlfriend, your wife, whoever it is. They're usually the ones that put you hip to game. Hence why this commercial is here. So, ladies, if you're watching or listening, yeah, go on and tell your cousin, your brother, your man, whoever it is, about the EBO Beard Butter and Wash. There we go. That's why that's part of the show. But getting back to the show, of course, we talked about what you wanted to be. You wanted to be an astronaut or in science or scientist growing up. But what did you turn out being? Can you tell everyone what all you do now?
Now I am an accountant. My 9 to 5 is an accounting. I'm also a body contour specialist. That's my business. That's my baby. That's the reason why I'm here on the show today. That's my everything. I'm also a motivational speaker. And I also do, I'm an instructor for body contouring. So I teach body contouring as well.
Okay, so body contouring. Gotta ask, when did this first come to light for you or first become an interest for you?
Well, okay, so I'm gonna go back a little bit. I'm gonna tell a little story. So I was in a 10-year marriage, and I was like at rock bottom in my marriage. He was a habitual cheater. We was just going through so many things. I had gained so much weight. So at this point, I'm almost 300 pounds, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So I had a weekend in Miami, and I'm thinking I'm hot stuff. I got 30-inch hair in, got my nice little outfit on. So I get to a club that we had already VIP paid for, me and 8 of my friends. And when we get to the club, they're like, y'all can get in, but she can't. And I'm like, who? He knows, you can't be talking about me because I look
Wow.
good. And we was at Live in Miami.
Oh,
And they was
wow.
like, she can't get in. And that was like the person who booked this party. I don't know why he allowed you to get in. Why he even didn't tell you like that we don't allow certain people to come in. Like you have to have a certain look to get in here. And so they like hurt my feelings or whatever.
Wow.
I had to tough it out, put my big girl
Shame
pants
on
on.
them.
Right. I know. But that changed my life. That day changed my life. So I'm happy that it happened because when I went back home to my ex-husband, it was time 10 years in. It's like, okay, I gotta figure something out. So I started my first business, which was paparazzi, that was doing jewelry. And that gave me the confidence that I need. Like I had good confidence at the time, but my self-esteem was very, very low. So doing paparazzi, I had to kind of dress up to put the jewelry on to sell it. So I'm like, okay, I started looking good on the outside and started losing just a little bit of weight. Then I dropped a big weight, which was the divorce. Got rid of my ex-husband, start losing more and more weight. As I started losing more and more weight, my I started seeing extra skin. I'm like, I don't want to go get surgery. What can I do? And so that's when I saw body contouring. One of my best friend, her sister was doing it, and I was like, okay, is that something I can do? So I took an interest in it, started doing all the research about it, and then like 6 months to a year later, that's when I start doing it myself. And I've been doing it for 3 years, and I live by this. Like, it really, really works. And I just want to, spread the word to everybody who don't want to get surgery. And there's a different alternative. Even if you're going to the gym to work out, it cuts the gym time in half, because you get the fat pocket, especially for men who's going to work out to get those abs, and you get the little fat in the front. It's like, man, I've been in here working out, trying to get these abs for months. Where's the abs? Let me get the fat while you work on the abs. And then even for the women who are getting surgery, to get paid 15 to 20, $30,000 to get surgery and not think about post-op, or post-op care. That's I offer post-op care as well. So you still have to come to me almost for every alternative. So it was just a no-brainer.
Okay. All right. All right.
I
So,
get passionate about my baby. I'm sorry.
oh, that is okay. That is okay. That is nothing to apologize for. You know, when did at one point, when did it hit you like, okay, I could potentially do this for a career? I could build this. I like my job. I might like my job. I don't know. It's cool, but I like this as potentially a career, something I can be like, okay, cool. This might take me to do the things I want to do.
When I made $3,200 in one day from 4 people
Oh, wow. Okay.
teaching a class. I taught my first class. I made $800 per person. That wasn't including like the equipment and all of that. That was what I get to pocket. And I'm like, 4 students? Yes. And then even with my, if I have one client, it's like 275 per client. I don't make that. I only need one client a day, but if I get 2 clients, it just make more sense.
Hmm.
And so I was able to do it full time for a year. And then, I went back to work. That's why I'm back in my 9 to 5, because business did start slowing down. So it's now I have to pivot and think of a different strategy so I can get back out here full time.
Okay. All right. All right. So, um, since you spoke about jumping out there and doing it full time for a minute, how was that first leap out there when you were doing it on your own?
God pushed me. My job actually closed down. And it was like, either you gonna take this serious or you not. You either in or you out. Like, and that was the only income I had coming in. I had so much time to actually focus on it, to actually build the brand and do the marketing and get the content together. Because the 9 to 5, it take up so much time that I didn't have the footwork out there. So it gave me time to do the footwork. But yeah, my job closed down, and I was like, okay, it's time. I got a little unemployment for a while and got the little severance package, and I was like, okay. And when that ended, I really saw the potential that I had in me, because it made me get out here and talk to people that I usually wouldn't talk to, and just get out my comfort zone. So yeah, it was scary, but believing in myself made me trust the process.
Okay. All right. So, when was the first moment where you were like, "This is where I'm supposed to be"?
When my clients get up off the table and they feel so good and so confident, and they can actually see the results, because the results are same day. You're not going to go to the gym and get same day results. Even if you go get surgery, you still have to recover. So when you get up off my table and you actually see those results same day, and just the feeling that they have. And not only that, it's an experience while you're here with me, because like I said, I study psychology and sociology. So we're here talking about life. We're getting to the root of the issue. And that's what makes my business stick out from a lot of other business. The reason why it's called Glamour to Glow is because you have to glam from the inside to glow on the outside. So we work on the inside as well, not only just the body. We want to work on self-development, body positivity, emotional things, like what trigger you to do the things that you do. Why do we have these bad habits? To take out those bad habits, because I don't want you to be my client forever, unless you just want to keep maintaining. But for my plus size women, I want you to lose weight and be able to stick to it and move on to something else. So yeah.
Okay. All right. So not only a physical thing, but also a mental thing as well, which it's great. It's great that you're working on, all parts of people, not only the physical. But we're going to get into something that can be mental, and that is, hurdles and things like that in business. We're going to get into that. We're going to take one more quick commercial break, if I can talk correctly. Okay, we're going to take one more quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to get into your hurdles that you've gone over in your business, and a little bit of advice as well on this one works. A shift. A shift is something that happens and changes the dynamics. And that's what happened when Garrett Logistics was born. After 10 years as a sales pro in the logistics world of sporting goods, John Garrett decided to pivot to the world of freight and start a brokerage. So you're saying to yourself, why trust Garrett Logistics? Well, Garrett Logistics helps shippers improve overall workflow, along with increased on-time pickup and delivery percentages. Last-minute loads, multi-drop pickups, and more are part of the services with Garrett Logistics. They're available Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., all times Central Standard Time. So give them a ring at 615-400-8484. That's 615-400-8484, or you can email them at john@garrettlogistics.co or visit their website at garrettlogistics.co. Garrett Logistics, where the motto is, it's not just freight to us, it's your business. All right, and we are back on This Woman Works. And before the commercial break, I was asking you about different hurdles, and what was one of the biggest hurdles that you faced in your journey?
Support. Me feeling entitled to friends and family support. I feel like since I started a business, y'all should support me. Y'all my friends, y'all my family. And I had to come to acceptance. It just doesn't work like that. I have to get out there, and I'm breathing a little hard because I went to go check on my daughter, y'all. But I had to get. All right. Here we go. I think we lost our guest. Hold on. Here she comes. She's coming back. There we go. Oh, sorry. Don't know what happened. But yeah, I was feeling very entitled to support. So that was one of the biggest hurdles, is just building my audience, building my own clients, building my authentic tribe. Because I feel like I got a lot of friends and I got a lot of family, and like my business gonna blow up just off them alone. And no, it didn't. It took my authentic self getting out there, meeting authentic people who authentically was interested in my mission, my vision, and everything, that everything about Glamour to Glow Beauty. So okay, that was one of the biggest. No, I didn't ask you, but how much would you say a round of body contouring does cost? One session is like $275. I do run specials for first time clients, and then referrals and things like that. But yes, for a full mummy makeover, and that includes the stomach, which is lipocavitation, wood therapy, red light therapy, and butt. Get your butt lift. So that's $275 for all of that. And then one session is like an hour and a half, 2 hours, no downtime, no pain. Okay. And I recommend at least 6 to 12 sessions for best results. So I usually do packages. Okay. Noted. Okay. Now I'm pretty sure everyone heard that that's listening. You may want to go ahead and tap in. Just that's all I'm gonna tell you. But I've got to ask, what's the biggest bit of advice that anyone is giving you while being in business? The biggest advice is stay consistent. Mm-hmm. You can't lose if you keep going. The only way to fail is to stop. So that's the biggest advice that I've been given. And it's helped, because starting out in business, it can be discouraging. You can start doubting yourself and, just not believing in the vision. Sometimes if you walk up to somebody and you tell them about your vision and they don't believe in the vision, it kind of discourages you, and you don't want to hear all those no's, but at the end of the day, you can't fail if you keep going. And people see that consistency and they get drawn to just that alone. Like, she keep going, let me go try. And then after that person try, once you make that one sale at that one price at that one time, if you can do it one time, you can do it again. And that's what keep me going. And I love that advice. That's been some really good advice. Like, just stay consistent. You can't fail if you keep going.
Now, what is the biggest bit of advice that you can give to someone that may want to follow in your footsteps and do some of the things that you're doing?
Be you. Everybody has something going on. Everybody. Everybody get talked about. So be authentically you. I feel like authenticity is the highest level of vibration. Most of the people that we like or that we buy from is people that's being authentically them. No matter what your authenticity looks like, it's you. Everybody has something going on in this world. Everybody is getting talked about. We talked about Blue. We talked about um, Kanye West's daughter. Like, they kids. We don't talk about Beyonce. We don't talk about everybody. So nobody is exempt from getting made fun of or from getting bullies. But what I do know is because I have gone viral a few times on Instagram. Not for
Okay.
good. I got a
Oh,
video of me doing it. Ain't for bad either. I like it. I done got a
okay.
T-shirt made with it on there. But I went viral for doing my body, and it was like so many people under the comments, like just talking about me and like, you need to take your fat self to the gym, and why you doing that? That ain't gonna work. You got all that equipment and it's not working. And I'm like, okay, thank you. Keep it coming, because the more y'all keep being negative, the more positive people going to get on here. And it only take one person. So out of all those negative comments, it only took one me to see one good comment for somebody to say, "I see what you're doing. Good job." Then I'll get 10 more negative comments, and then I get two more positive ones. Those are the ones that really stuck out and meant something to me. So just knowing that and knowing who you are, like, you can't, God didn't give us a vision for everybody. Your vision is for you. And sometimes you don't understand your vision. So you can't expect everybody else to understand your vision. You just got to shoot for the stars. The world is your runway.
Okay. All righty. All right. Well, enough said there. All right. Well, Miss Shenita Haynes, we've had a good time understanding your journey, your career, and some of the hurdles that you've overcome. But now we have entered the last part of the show, which is the speed round. We've got 10 questions, 10 random questions to allow the audience to get to know you better. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go. What's your favorite movie?
Love and basketball.
That's a favorite for a lot of people. Um, Favorite restaurant?
Papa Do's.
Papa Do's. Yeah, yeah, I had it in Atlanta. That was good.
I like that
Um,
alligator, crocodile, whatever it was.
Favorite vacation?
Jamaica.
Okay. Worst movie you've ever seen?
For color girls.
Oh, okay. That's the first on that one. See, I'm still waiting on people to say Kevin Hart's movie where he was the plane, Soul Plane. I'm still waiting on
Oh,
people to say
yeah. That's especially
that.
with all this plane stuff going on. That one may be a top.
Best childhood memory.
Going to family reunions with my parents.
Okay, yeah. That's the first thing went in my head was the song Family Reunion. Yeah, first thing went in my head. Favorite artist?
James Arthur.
James Arthur. Okay. All right. All right.
And I was trying to say Ed, but people say I pronounce his last name wrong. But so Ed Sheeran, whatever.
Sure, Sure. I can't say his name right either.
With them
Um,
two.
all right. You're at dinner picking the brain of one person, dead or alive. Who is that one person? It could be someone famous. It could be someone in your family. It could be
Ayana Van Zandt. Van
that's
Zandt.
that's
Yeah.
an interesting one. Yeah, she definitely has fixed a few lives, I would say.
Yes. And I got a lot of questions for her because you could have fixed your own life first. I'm a big fan. I'm a top fan, but to find out all I found about you, what you got going on, You should have been your first guess.
Usually it's the
But I
case.
love her. I love her.
Usually it's the case. Everyone tries to fix everything about everyone else but theirs. That's usually the way it goes. Your favorite
So
food?
about on the last episode, her daughter ain't talked to her in years. What? I've been watching you for years.
Ooh, ooh, ooh,
But
ooh,
I
ooh.
love her. I love her. I love her. I ain't got nothing
Gotcha.
bad to say.
All
I
right. Next
love
question. Favorite food?
her. Hamburgers. Steak.
Hamburgers. Okay. What's that?
Meats.
Okay. There we go. Favorite song?
Um, Who Knows What Miracles by Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey.
Ah, okay. That's a good one.
I listen to it
Uh,
almost every day.
and this last one is always a fun question. Who would play you in a biopic about your life?
Be Simone.
Okay. All right. That's the first. I have not heard B Simone. That's the first one. This one I've heard Viola Davis. I've heard Angela Bassett. I've heard Kiki Palmer. Let's see. I've heard a few good ones, but yeah, I have not heard B Simone yet. That's a good one. All
Yeah, I
right,
think
and that's
her personality, everything kind of stick out. Kind of remind me of myself a little bit here and there.
okay. All right, all right. Well, that's all 10 questions in the speed round. You're off the hot seat. We have reached the end of the show. I want to thank you, Miss Shenita Haynes, for coming on the show. If you can tell everyone where they can find you on social media, website, everything, anything you want to tell the people.
So y'all can find me, Shenita, the Glam Goddess, who helps inspire you, who helps transform your smile, body, and life. You can find me on Instagram at Glamour to Glow Beauty, TikTok Glamour to Glow Beauty, and Facebook. You can find me Glamour to Glow or Shenita Haynes. And my website is glamourtoglowbeauty.com. And it's the number 2, GLAMOUR, the number 2, Glow Beauty. Thank you.
All right, all right. Well, I want to thank you for coming on the show. Of course, I'm the host of the show, Mike Patton. You can find me on the artist formerly known as Twitter at Mike Patton82. That's MikePatton 82. You can also find me on Blue Sky as well. Same thing over there. Instagram and Threads, you can find me at that's THA, not THE, underscore general underscore MP. This one works. You can find on all listening platforms, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, you name it, we are there. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Go ahead and click the bell on any of those sites, with Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, so you can get all these amazing stories of these amazing Black women that I brought on this show. And I have more to come. So stay tuned in. Thank you all for tuning into this episode of This
Thank you
Woman
for
Was.
having me,
We're
Mike.
out. Yeah, no problem. No problem. We're out. Peace.